When an older person sits quietly, sorting through a lifetime of memories, we often view their hard-earned peace as a purely spiritual achievement. And when a 7-year-old boy instinctively hugs a classmate who gets hurt, we tend to call him an old soul with a naturally kind heart. We treat empathy and emotional resilience as abstract personality quirks or gifts you are simply born with. In reality, they are physical structures built inside the skull. This visualization shows a timeline of human brain development in the first few years of life. The brain is literally wiring itself in real time, forming 1 million new neural connections every single second. The profound emotional tools an elderly man uses to survive grief and a young boy uses to comfort a friend are engineered by mundane, everyday habits performed decades earlier. One of the most powerful habits starts in infancy with a simple back-and-forth interaction called serve and return. A baby coos and a parent coos back. A toddler points at a dog and the parent acknowledges it. Every time that interaction happens, it fires billions of new neural connections. It physically wires the brain's baseline circuits for communication. This loop teaches the basic rhythm of turn-taking and acts as the foundational building block for secure human attachment. When you see a young boy like Sean confidently holding a deeply empathetic, curious conversation with a man nearly 60 years older than him, he is relying entirely on those exact pathways. Repeatedly engaging in that early communication physically paves the emotional roads required for a lifetime of healthy human connection. Later in life, that emotional hardware is put to the ultimate test. When a 64-year-old man like Gordes speaks calmly and pragmatically about the passing of his partner, he is demonstrating a massive capacity for emotional resilience. The habit required to build this exact type of resilience in early childhood is actually counterintuitive. It requires a parent to intentionally step back and let a child struggle with small, everyday frustrations, like a block tower falling over. Allowing a child to work through those minor failures on their own forces them to practice delayed gratification and independent problem-solving. This map of the human brain isolates the prefrontal cortex. Experiencing controlled childhood frustration physically strengthens and reinforces this specific region to handle executive function and severe stress regulation. When we solve every minor frustration for a child, we bypass the very challenge required to build the circuits they'll need to navigate the significant hardships of adulthood. Gordes noted a specific reality about getting older. A significant portion of late life is spent living inside your own head, sustained by very good memories. The ability to firmly grasp those memories begins with another mundane daily habit, maintaining a rigidly consistent childhood sleep routine. This visualization shows exactly what happens while a child rests. The sleeping brain actively transfers newly learned information from temporary short-term memory into permanent long-term storage. At the same time, the brain systematically prunes away unnecessary neural connections and regulates cortisol to maintain emotional stability. This nightly rhythm is the biological mechanism that locks in the memories an elderly person will one day rely on for comfort. There are other vital habits that construct this mental architecture. Reading just one picture book a day rapidly introduces rare vocabulary and builds the neural pathways required for symbolic thinking. Allowing young children to execute simple household chores, like sorting laundry or watering plants, actively wires the frontal lobe for self-efficacy and lifelong confidence. These actions seem insignificant in the moment, yet they produce profound biological results that redefine what early parenting and mentoring actually accomplish. Caregivers are physically constructing the biological foundation that the individual will use when they are 80 years old. It aligns perfectly with the final advice Gordes offered young Sean: do the things that make you feel good. When you are truly happy and authentic, it creates a stabilizing ripple effect for everyone else around you. The smallest, zero-cost investments in a child's early routine echo across an entire century, granting them the structural foundation to build a beautiful life.